Hi everyone, my name is Dhruba Joshi and I have been working as a senior SAS developer position for a couple of years. In my time, I have collected a few interview questions and I would like to share them with you. If you have questions of your own, please email me. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 77. How do you reshape data structure from vertical to horizontal and vice versa? This question is asking about how can we reshape data structure from vertical to horizontal or horizontal to vertical. That means how can we convert one record per ID to multiple record per ID or multiple records per ID to one record per ID. For reshaping purpose, Proc transfer procedure is used with different statement. Statement can be ID, by, bar as required. A simple Proc transpose scenario is explained as below, where one record, that means one row per ID, has converted to multiple records per ID. Before using Proc transpose, dataset must be sorted by a variable which does not go to transpose. To explain this question, here is a simple dataset. Dataset name is one record per ID, where it has 4 variables and 5 records. Variables are student ID, which is character, subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3. These 3 variables are numeric. In case of Proc transpose, by default, Proc transpose transposes all numeric variables in the dataset. That means after using Proc transpose, those marks subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3, those marks will be transposed. Next step is Proc sort. We are going to sort the dataset by using student ID. That means student ID is not going to transpose. That's why Proc transpose data one record per ID by student ID and run. Next one is Proc transpose statement. Proc transpose data one record per ID. Output dataset name is many record per ID. Suppose this is the 1 by student ID and run. When we run this set of code, then it will generate a result as shown on the right side. It has 3 variables and 15 records. That means example is here student ID 001, it has 3 records. But in case of data source, input source, it has only 1 record. Now this 1 record has converted into 3 different records. That means it has transposed horizontal dataset to vertical dataset structure. When we observe column name, 2 columns are default here, underscore name underscore and column 1. These 2 names are default name. From these 2 names, it doesn't make specific sense. That's why we have to rename these 2 columns underscore name underscore to subject and col 1 to marks. Let me go to the next slide. In this slide, we have rename here col 1 to marks and underscore name underscore to subject. This is the last set of the code that is used to rename the data set, where column name is col 1 to marks and underscore name underscore to subject. When we run the set of code, then it will generate the result as on the right side with correct name. It has 15 records and 3 variables. And variables are student ID, subject, and marks. From this example, Proc transpose has converted 1 record per ID to 3 records per ID. That means horizontal structure has converted to vertical structure. Next slide is a reverse process. In this process, in this step, we are using proc transpose to reshape the data, but we are going to convert multiple records per ID to single record per ID. Input dataset name is many record per ID, suppose this is the 2, and output dataset name is 1 record per ID output dataset. When we use proc transpose, default name comes there underscore name underscore. That's why we have to drop that default name, drop underscore name underscore. And another one is prefix, we have to use subject. Because in case of 1 record per ID, it should display different subject. That's why we use here prefix subject. By student ID and run. When we run this last set of code, then it will convert dataset multiple records per ID to 1 record per ID. That means it has converted vertical structure to horizontal structure. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, it will give the same result. Let me go through the SAS window and run the same set of program. This is SAS window, it has multiple programs here. First set of program, it create dataset. Its name is 1 record per ID. Next one, proc sort data. Next step, we use proc transpose, but in this step, it displays two default column name underscore and col1. That's why we have to rename it. Next step, rename those two columns. And last one, dataset. Last one, code, it transpose many record per ID to 1 record per ID. That means the reverse process. Let me run whole set of code and observe the result. This is first set of code. In this data set, it has 4 variables and 5 records. Dataset name is 1 record per ID. Next, many record per ID 1. It has 15 records and 3 variable, but it has captured 2 default column name underscore name underscore and col1. The next one is dataset name is many record per ID 2, where it has 15 records and 3 variables. Variables are student ID, subject, and marks. In this dataset, 2 default column name underscore name underscore has changed to subject and col1 has changed to marks. This is the required dataset where it has displayed 1 record per ID to multiple records per ID. Let me go through the last set of dataset, that is 1 record per ID out, where it has only 5 records and 4 variables. Variables are student ID, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, and it has only 5 records. That means multiple records per ID has converted to one record per ID. In this way, we can convert or we can reshape data structure from horizontal to vertical or vertical to horizontal structure by using Proc transpose. That's all about question number 77. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 78. How does ID statement work while transposing data? This question is asking about how can we use ID statement in case of proc transpose. ID statement is used to move column values to column name. It cannot be used for variable having duplicate value. Prefix option helps to clarify transposed column name. It will be added in front of value. To explain this question, here is a simple data set. This is the marks obtained by a student in 4 subjects. Data set name 1 record per ID. It has 5 variables and 5 records. Variables are student ID, subject physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. This simple data set we are going to transpose student ID. Those are initially in rows. We are going to transpose into column, where our final aim is to as shown on the right side table. This is our final goal. That means we are going to transpose subject column to row and student ID row to column. We have 2 set of code. First set of code, it transpose value of student ID to column and it transpose all subject to a row. And we provide that column name subject. In this table, value of student ID has transposed to column, but this number doesn't make or doesn't clarify what that number represents. That's why to clarify those column name we use prefix option. From this last set of code, proc transpose data 1 record per ID, we provide name that is the subject that indicates the transpose subject column name. Output data set is transpose underscore data 2 and we use prefix here, prefix sub student ID underscore. That will attach in front of student ID value. ID, student ID and run. When we run last set of code, it will generate the result as shown on the right side, second table, where it has 4 records or rows and 6 columns, but column names are slightly different from above. That means it is represented here student ID 001, student ID 201 in this way. That clarifies the what are those columns. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then it will generate exactly same result. Let me go through the SAS window. It has 3 different programs. First set of program, it creates data set where it has 5 variables and 5 records. 5 variables are student ID, subject physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. Second set of code, it transposes value of student ID to column name and subject to the record or subject to the rows. but without using prefix option. In this last set of code, it has used prefix option, prefix student id underscore, that clarifies the name of transpose student id value to column name. When we run our set of code, then it will result as shown on this window. This is the first result, that is the simple data set. That means it has 5 variables and 5 records. Let me go to the second set output, data 1. This is the transpose data set, but it has column name is simply student ID number. It doesn't clarify what does that mean. That's why we use prefix option. Let me use another data set 2. Now it has student ID underscore prefix has attached in front of student ID number. That clarifies those numbers are student ID. In this way, we can use ID statement in case of proc transpose or transposing data set. That's all about question number 78. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 79. How do you transpose given a specific variable from column to row? This question is asking about how can we transpose a specific variable, not for all variable. We can select a specific variable from column to row. Bar statement is used to select which variable or variables need to transpose column to row in the proc transpose procedure. It helps to keep only a required variable to the transpose output. In this example, suppose we need to keep only 2 subject marks, that means physics and mathematics, then we can use bar statement with column name physics and mathematics. To explain this question, we have taken here a simple example. This example is marks obtained by a student in 4 subjects. Subjects are physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. This table has 5 variables and 5 records. Next step is a next code, that means the proc transpose code is used. Well, in this step, it has transposed one of the variable student ID from row to column, and it has transposed all column which has number or records to a row. That means it has transposed 4 subjects, physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics, from column to row. And last set of object, it has used bar statement. In this code, we have option to select only specific column that we need to transpose to row. In this example, we have transposed only 2 subjects, physics and mathematics. That's why we choose here bar statement with physics and mathematics column. When we run last set of code, then it will generate a result as shown on the right side second table. It has 2 rows and 6 columns, where rows are subject, physics and mathematics. But when we run second last code, that means second last set of code, then it will generate the result as shown on the first table. It has 4 rows and 6 columns. 4 rows means it has transposed all column to rows. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then it will generate same result. Let me go through the SAS window and run the same procedure. This is SAS window. It has 3 set of code. First set of code, it will generate table where it has 5 variables and 5 records. Second set of code, it will create a result, but in this result, all column except student ID, they will transpose from column to row. And next set of code, that is the last set of code, where we have used var statement. In this set of code, we have selected only 2 columns, physics and mathematics. That's why the output result, it will generate only 2 rows. That means only 2 columns that will transpose to row. 2 column means column corresponding physics and mathematics. They will transpose to row. Let me run this code and observe the result. This is the output from first set of code. That is the data set. It has 5 variables and 5 records. Let me go to the second. Now it has transposed 4 columns to row, and student ID has transposed from row to column. And third set of output, it has only 2 records. That means only 2 columns, physics and mathematics, has transposed to row due to var statement. Because we have used var statement, and with var statement we have included only physics and mathematics column. That's why it has selected only 2 columns which has transposed to row. In this way, we can use var statement to specify or to select only specific column that we need to transpose to row. That's all about question number 79. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 80. What are the default statistics that Proc means procedure produce? This question is asking about when we use Proc means procedure, what are the default statistics that can produce? Default statistics that can produce are n number, mean, minimum value, max, maximum value, mean, mean value, and standard deviation. There are 5 statistics. Those are default. Proc means procedure is used to get summary statistics for numeric variable present in the dataset. That means in case of dataset, it will produce only for the numeric variable. To explain this question, choose dataset is taken, which is from SAS help library. We use here proc means procedure, proc means data, SAS help.shows, and run. In this code, we have not applied any option or any other statement. Simply we have used proc means procedure. In such a scenario, it will create a report or result with the default values. When we run first set of code, it will produce the result as shown on the right side first table. Its heading is the means procedure. In variable section, we observe here these all are numeric variables: stores, sales, inventory, and returns. If there are labels, That means labels means those variables are defined with a different name. If we have label mentioned there, then it will produce the label. If not, it will not produce the label as well. Other 5 columns, those represent the statistics for default values. Those are n, number, mean value, standard deviation, minimum and maximum value. This is the result obtained from simply Proc means procedure, without any other options or without any other statement. Sometimes we have to get the result or statistics by group. That means group wise. In this example, we are going to get the result or value by using the product as a group variable. That means the product wise we are going to get statistics for shoes data set. To get the product wise, first of all we have to sort the data by product. That's why second set of code is given here. Proc sort data, SAS.shoes, output dataset name is shoes underscore sort by product and run. It will sort the data SAS.shoes data by product and its output dataset name will be shoes underscore sort. Next step, we are going to use that sorted dataset. Proc means data, shoes underscore sort by product and run. When we run this last set of code, it will produce the result on the basis of product wise. That means in this dataset, it has total 8 different products. But from this right side, second table, it has displayed only partial result. Only 2 product is displayed here. Product name boot and next one is product name men's casual. But it has total 8 different product categories. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then it will produce same result. Let me go through the SAS window and run the same set of code. This is a SAS window and we have same set of code here. Let me run first set of code and observe the result. In this default value, it has produced here 5 different statistics and all numeric variables. This is the default value. Let me go back to the code and run second set of code. That means the Proc procedure. Proc sort data first, after then proc means. In this example, we are sorting the data by product and we are trying to get the result, proc means procedure result by product wise. Let me run this second set of code and observe the result. This is the result we observe from group wise proc means procedure, because we have used here by statement by product. That's why we are getting proc means procedure result by group wise or product wise. It has total different 8 product. But in our previous slide, there was only display partial data set or partial result. There was only 2 product, boot and men's casual, but actually we have all 8 different products. In this way, we can use proc means procedure to get the statistics of numeric variables. That means the value of n, total number of records, minimum value, maximum value, mean value, and standard deviation. That's all about question number 80. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 81. What are the differences between Proc means and Proc summary? In case of SAS, two procedures, Proc means and Proc summary, are used to identify the statistics of the given data set. This question is asking about what are the differences between these two procedures, that means the Proc means and Proc summary. There are following differences between Proc means and Proc summary. By default, Proc means procedure produces the printed result at the result window, but in case of Proc summary, it neither produces a printed result nor output data set by default. We need to provide either print option or output result. When we provide print option, it will produce printed result. When we provide output statement, it will produce output data set. To explain this question, class data set is taken from SAS help library where only one variable is selected. Variable is age. Proc means data SAS class var age and run. When we run this first set of code, it will produce the result as shown below. The heading is the means procedure, analysis variable is age, and it will produce 5 statistics: number, mean value, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. Similarly, when we use proc summary data SAS class, I am providing here print option. Print var age and run. When we run this second set of code, it will generate the result as shown below, which is exactly same as the proc means. Only the heading is different. The summary procedure, analysis variable is age, statistics are number, mean value, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. Those are exactly same as means procedure. Next one is I am going to explain here what happened when we use output statement in place of print option. When we use output statement, proc summary produces the data set. Example is here, proc summary data SAS class var age. We provide here output statement and run. When we run this third set of code, it will generate the result as shown on the right side first table. This table has 4 variables: underscore type underscore, underscore freq underscore, underscore stat underscore, and age. But this pattern is the SAS dataset. Such type of a dataset is required in case of clinical SAS. That is useful in case of clinical SAS programmer. Without var statement, what will happen? Let me use this code here. Proc means data SAS class and run. We have not provided here any var statement. It will produce by default, it will produce the statistics of all numeric variable. When we run this fourth set of code, the result is as shown on the second table right side. In case of variable section, it has 3 variables: age, height, and weight. These 3 variables are numeric variable in case of class dataset. That's why by default it produces statistics of all numeric variables. But in case of summary, proc summary, without var statement, when we use proc summary with print option, it will provide the result for only number of observation. That means when we run 5th set of code, it will result as shown on the last table or third table on the right side. It produces here only number of observation. Those numbers are 19. Similarly, when we run this set of code with a real SAS window, then it will generate the exactly same as I explained. Let me go through the SAS window and run this program. This is SAS window. It has 5 different programs as we explained before. First one is Proc means with var statement is. Second one is Proc summary with print option and var statement is. Third one is Proc summary with var statement is and output statement. Fourth one is Proc means without var statement, that means by default. And fifth one is Proc summary with print option without var statement. When we run this 5 set of code, then we will get the exactly same result we explained before. Let me run this 5 set of program and observe the result. This first result is obtained from Proc means. That means the means procedure. It has number, mean value, standard deviation, minimum and maximum value. Analysis variable is age. Second one is from Proc summary. Proc summary procedure, analysis variable age, number, mean value, standard deviation, minimum and maximum. These two results are exactly same. And third one is the means procedure. This is the procedure we obtain, a result we obtain without using var statement in case of proc means. That means that by default, in case of proc means procedure, it will produce the statistics for the all numeric variables. That's why we have here age, height and weight. In case of class dataset, there are only 3 numeric variables, age, height and weight. That's why we obtain here statistics for these 3 numeric variables by default. And fourth result is summary procedure result. By default, that means without var statement, it gives only number of observation. This is we obtain from print option. And next one is here, when we provide output statement in case of proc summary, it produces, as we explained before, it produces SAS output dataset, which is exactly shown here. It has 4 different variables: underscore type underscore, underscore freq underscore, underscore stat underscore, and age. And we explained as before, such type of the statistics are useful in case of clinical data preparation. In this way, we can differentiate between proc means and proc summary in case of SAS. That's all about question number 81. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer, question number 82. How do you get selected statistics, missing and most repeated value for numeric variables? This question is asking about, by using proc means procedure, how can we get only selected statistics, missing records, and most repeated value for numeric variables? We can use require option to get selected statistics, missing count by nmiss option, and highest repeated value by using mode option with proc means procedure. Proc means procedure is used to get required statistics by providing appropriate option. That means in this example, I am taking here heart dataset from SAS library, where I am going to obtain certain selected statistics. These are number of non-missing value, number of missing value, minimum value, maximum value, mean value, median value, and most repeated value, that is obtained by mode option. When we run this first set of code, that means proc means data sasf.heart and miss, mean, max, mean, median, mode, and run. When we run first set of code, it will generate the result as shown on the right side, first table. The heading of this result is the means procedure. By default, without var statement, it produces statistics for all numeric variables. In this data set, it has this number of numeric variables. It displays by default statistics for all numeric variables. N means that indicates non-missing number, and miss that indicates the number of missing count, minimum value, maximum, mean value, median, and most repeated value that is represented by mode. For selected variable and controlling two decimal point. In this code, we use Proc means procedure with option. Those options are number of non-missing value, number of missing value, minimum value, maximum value, mean value, median value, most repeated value, and max dec is 2. That means it controls numeric value with 2 decimal point. We use var statement and provide height, weight, diastolic, and systolic. We selected only 4 variables and run. When we run second set of code, it will generate the result as shown on the right side second table. It has only 4 variables and represents number of non-missing value, and miss that represents number of missing values, minimum, maximum, mean, median, and most repeated value. That means we can use var statement to control the number of variables. We can use option to control the statistics, and again we can use max dec with certain number that controls the decimal point. When we run same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same set of code. This is SAS window. It has 2 programs. First program is Proc means procedure with option without var statement. And second program is Proc means procedure with added option max dec and var statement. When we run these 2 set of code, it will generate the same result. Let me run these 2 set of code and observe the result. This is the result window. First result that is obtained from first set of code, that means without var statement. Without var statement, it displays or it results all numeric variable. And second result that is obtained from var statement, again we have provided here max dec is 2. That is the option we have used that controls the number of decimal point. That's why we obtain only 2 decimal point here. By using proc means procedure with option and var statement, we can obtain selected statistics, missing value, and most repeated value from the given data set. That's all about question number 82. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 83. How do you count non-missing and missing record count for categorical variables? This question is asking about in case of categorical variables, how can you count number of missing and non-missing records? Non-missing and missing categorical variable count can be obtained by using proc procedure by providing missing option with table statement. To explain this question, hard dataset is taken from SAS help library. To explain this question furthermore, we have 3 set of code. First code, it will produce frequency table for non-missing and missing category. Second code, it will produce frequency table for non-missing category. but gives count for missing category. And third set of code, it will produce frequency table for non-missing and missing categories, controlling number of category labels. Let me go through the one by one. Let me go through the first set of code. It starts with Proc data, SAS.heart, table, death cause, slash, missing, and wrong. Death cause, this is a one-off categorical variable. When we run first set of code, then it will generate the result as shown on the right side first table. From this table, frequency table has included missing category. Missing category frequency, percentage, cumulative frequency, and cumulative percentage. Those information are included in frequency table. Let me go to the second set of code. It starts again with Proc data, SAS.heart, table, death cause, and wrong. When we run second set of code without using slash option, it will generate the result as shown on the right side second table. Table does not include missing category. It has displays only non-missing category, but it displays frequency for missing category. That's why frequency missing is here. Let me go through the third set of code. Proc data, SAS.heart, table, death cause, slash, missing option, max labels is 3, and wrong. When we run third set of code, it will generate the result as shown on the right side third table. It has included missing category in frequency table, but it has displayed only 3 category label, because we have mentioned here max labels is 3. Those labels are calculated from top. That's why it has included missing labels. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same set of code. This is SAS window. It has 3 set of code. First, it will produce frequency table for non-missing and missing categories. Second, it will produce frequency table for non-missing category, but give count for missing category. And third, it will produce frequency table for non-missing and missing category with controlling number of category labels. Let me run 3 set of code at the same time and observe the result. This is the result we obtained from the previous code. First table, frequency table has included missing category for calculation. That's why frequency, percentage, cumulative frequency, and cumulative percentage are included inside frequency table. Second table, it has not included missing category in calculation, but it has displayed frequency for missing count. That's why frequency for missing count is displayed here. From the third table, it has included missing label, categorical label in frequency table, but it has displayed only 3 labels, because we have mentioned here max labels is 3. That's why it has displayed only 3 labels. Labels are calculated from the top. That means as a result it has included missing categorical label. In this way we can calculate number of missing and non-missing count for categorical variable in SAS dataset. That's all about question number 83. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer, question number 84. What happens when Proc SQL processes a summary function without a group by clause? This question is asking about while using Proc SQL, when we use summary function without group by clause, what will happen? Without group by clause, for example, sum function, it displays all rows and each row shows total record count. But in case of with group by clause, it displays summary statistics of grouping variable. To explain this question, choose dataset is used from SAS help library. Further to explain to this question, we have two set of code. First one is without group by clause. Second one is with group by clause. Let me go through the first without group by clause. It starts with Proc SQL, create table without group by. We are selecting here reason. We are using sum function for returns and min function for returns from SAS help.shows. That means we are going to calculate total number of returns by region wise and total number of returns mean value by region wise. When we run for set of code, that means without group by clause, it will display the result as shown on the right side first table. Table has included total 395 records, but partial result is displayed here. Table is showing total returns is total number of returns from all region. Similarly, min returns is showing total returns divided by number of rows. This result is not correct because we are going to calculate region wise total returns. But in this table, it has displayed total returns for all rows equal. That means this is the number it is showing for all records. Similarly, this is the number it is showing for mean returns for all records, all regions, which is not correct. That's why without using by clause, group by clause, it will result a wrong information. Next, what will happen with group by clause? Second example is here. It starts with Proc SQL, create table with group by, selecting a region using sum function for returns and min function for returns from SAS help.shows, group by region, and run. When we run second set of code, then it will generate the result as shown on the right side, second table, where it has displayed all the regions, total returns by region, total min returns by region. This is the correct information. That's why without using group function, it will display or it will result wrong information. If we run the same set of code with a SAS window, it will display the same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same set of code. This is a real SAS window. It has two programs. One is SAS program without group by clause. Next one is SAS program with group by clause. First one is Proc SQL. We are creating a table. That means this program will create not a result, it will create output data set. Without group by, this is the table name. We are selecting here region, returns, we are using sum function, and we are using min function with returns. Similarly, in case of group by clause, we are using here extra statement group by reason. Let me run two set of code and observe the result. This is the result obtained from without group by. This is the output data set. This data set has 395 records and total returns value is same for all rows, all records. Similarly, mean returns value is same for all rows, which is not correct. That's why without using group by clause, it will result wrong information. Let me go through the another data set with group by. This is the result obtained from second set of code where we have used group by clause, group by reason. That's why it has displayed information, total returns and mean returns by group wise. That means in case of Africa, it has this number, Asia, it has this number. Numbers are different. In this way, we can identify what is the difference between group by clause, using group by clause or without using group by clause in case of Proc SQL summary function. That's all about question number 84. Thank you.